Hi, my name is Mei Liang, and when I think about Hmong New Year, I think about Hmong clothes. These days, it's pretty easy to go to a store and buy Hmong clothes for pretty, cheap rate. But back when I was a kid, all the Hmong clothes that you wore were actually stitched by some family member, most likely your mother. When I was a kid, my mother basically spent almost all her free time, which was not that much time, hunched over a stool that was usually perched underneath a window. And she did this so that she could see her stitching much better, right? She would be sewing bandao year round or over several years so that she could make clothes just for me and my sisters. And we only wore Hmong clothes a couple times a year. Sometimes we wore them if we had a special photo shoot for families. But most likely that only happened every other kind of year. But the one time we actually did wear Hmong clothes was the New Year. And I remember it took a long time to dress girls, right? Sometimes it would take several hours to dress all the women in our family because it requires so many layers. And I think it's interesting that Hmong New Year was one of the few times that we could actually wear Hmong clothes on our skins. And I'm a little bit saddened that these days, though Hmong clothes is much more accessible, that there isn't as much of people practicing the art of sewing bandao by hand. Bandao is something that is really has such a huge part in the Hmong community. And as a girl and a woman, my mother stitched these clothes so that my sisters and I could wear them at the New Year, but she also stitched these clothes so that we could take them as a trousseau when we eventually got married, right? So this became, Hmong clothes became a gift that you bring to your new family, and even a gift that your mother-in-law gives to you when you enter a new family. So that's what Hmong New Year means to me.